Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Sopko, did you testify that $113 billion has been spent in Afghanistan since 2002?
For reconstruction only.
Reconstruction. So, and this includes building the Afghan National Security Forces, to promoting good governance, and engaging in counter-narcotics?
That's correct, sir.
All right.
Among other things, yes.
So let's talk a little bit about the counter-narcotics side of this. Has opiate production gone up or down since 2002 in Afghanistan?
It's one of the most popular crops. It's been a success. Yes, opium production is up.
And what percent of the world supply of non-pharmaceutical opiates comes from Afghanistan?
I think, sir, it's 80 to 90%.
That's what I hear too from the United Nations Office of Drugs and Crime. They say about 90% of the world's opiates, non-pharmaceutical opiates. So how much of this $113 billion have we spent on counter-narcotics efforts there?
Approximately $8.4 billion. That's billion with a B.
And how much has opiate production gone up since 2002 or since some benchmark that you can
I don't have the exact number, but I think they're producing well more now than they did during the Taliban years. And it has been the only successful export from Afghanistan for the 15 years we've been there.
Ms. Abizaid, is this consistent with what you know about opiate production in Afghanistan?
I'd need to check and get back to you on how numbers today compare to 2002. I know over the last year, mostly due to weather, there was a decrease in the poppy crop. I think that the weather patterns this year mean that that'll likely increase. But whether it's a full increase since 2002, I'd need to take that for the record, sir.
So I've read reports that opiate production has as much as tripled since we invaded Afghanistan in that country. How much do you think it's gone up, Ms. Abizaid? But has it gone up or down?
Sir, I'll need to take that for the record. I don't have an impression that it has tripled, but that is not something that I follow on a daily basis as part of my portfolio, so I'll check with those that do.
So the counter-narcotics effort is not within the DOD?
Yes, sir, it is within the DOD.
How do you measure success if you don't know?
Sir, the counter-narcotics money that the Department of Defense has spent in Afghanistan has primarily been to support the Special Mission Wing, which is an Afghan aviation program. That's actually one of the most successful programs in Afghanistan. Now, whether that's affected the overall levels of opiates and poppy cultivation, I don't have those numbers for you. I will say that reporting standards have increased widely over the last 14 plus years in Afghanistan as more and more credible sources have come in. So whether in 2002 there were accurate figures or not is something I just can't speak to, sir.
Would you testify today that opiate production has gone up since you started the counter-narcotics effort, or that it's gone down? This is very simple.
I understand, sir. I'm sorry. I don't.
You don't know if it's gone up or down?
I'm sorry, I do not.
How can you account for, I trust you've had a lot of activity because you spent $8 billion there, but what about progress?
The progress that DOD has made in the use of its counter-narcotics funds are represented by the success of the Special Mission Wing, which is an Afghan aviation program. The total levels of opiate production, I will ask my staff to engage and get that answer, and I'll try and have that before the end of the hearing as well, sir.
Congressman, can I just add?
Yes, please, Mr. Stein.
I think what you're focusing on is so important. We tend to focus on inputs, that's the amount of money we spent, and outputs. We bought a whole bunch of airplanes and we have a nice special mission wings, but we never look at the issue that you're looking at. What is the outcome? The outcome, sir, is that opium production is higher today. 2014 was the highest production year in Afghanistan. So if you look at any metrics for success or failure, and I've been doing counter-narcotics, I did it for Sam Nunn when I was on his committee for 15 years. I looked at counter-narcotics activities in the United States. You look at arrests, you look at seizures, you look at amount of crops under production, hectares under production. You look at the number of addicts. If you look at every one of those metrics, we have failed. The arrests are down, seizures are down, production is up, hectares under production is up, the amount of money being gained, and more important for Afghanistan, the amount of money going to the insurgency has increased since we've been there. So, sir, to you, and I'm just a simple country lawyer, I don't think we've succeeded in Afghanistan. I make this statement like I did before about winning. If this is winning, what is losing the drug war?
Just to close out here and to summarize what I'm hearing, the war on drugs in Afghanistan, to the extent there is a war on drugs, has been a failure. We've spent $8 billion over there. Production is the highest it's ever been. And here in the United States, we have a heroin epidemic. I think these two things might be related. And, you know, next week we're going to have a hearing in this exact committee to talk about the heroin epidemic. I think it's time to reevaluate our strategy and our tactics in the war on drugs in Afghanistan. With that, I yield back.